So, all right. So Joe and I are going to dive into this conversation, and let's do that, Joe. So, Joe, why don't you give us a little bit of background on the concept here?
Well, especially a lot of businesses that are in the solopreneur type of and the one that really pops into my brain is you get a new client and subconsciously instead of going woohoo yay and actually doing the celebration, your subconscious mind goes, oh, I got more work to do. How am I going to fit that in? And instead of being ecstatic about a win that you have, you actually go into oh no, I got more work to do, and then your subconscious mind doesn't want to get another client, and you actually self sabotage you and your business.
You
So
know,
you
I think what you're talking about filters down in an organization too, because it's not
oh
just
yeah.
if for the owner. I think about a sales team, and if they're not celebrating the fact that they got this, they closed a deal or whatever it happens to be, or even a technical, the service support guys, if they satisfied a customer's challenge, if you're not accepting that and taking that to heart, that win, then it becomes a challenge. And let's dive into that a little bit more because you had a couple of things that about this. And the first one is why celebrating the win matters. And this is the first thing that you told me about. It reinforces progress and effort. So talk to me about that.
So if you don't, so when you celebrate, it actually releases endorphins in your body. And so it makes you want to do it again. If it doesn't do that, if you don't do that, all you're doing is you're keeping on, you're going and going and going, and you're going to get tired and burned out. So you've got to celebrate your progress, your effort, and take that win, celebrate it, plateau a little bit, and then move again. It's like a
The first word you have up here on this is reinforce. So when you say reinforce, what do you mean by that?
well, you consciously know you've done it, but your subconscious mind doesn't necessarily know you've accomplished something because you're not reinforcing it with you, your team, your subconscious mind, and the organization, and even your clients. It's not why not celebrate with your team with everybody around you. It reinforces that win, that progress, the effort that you're making progress. You're not going backwards, you're going forwards. It's okay.
Got it. So what it does is it adds to the overall impact that the win has had, not just for you, but for your team and for your clients, for whatever, you know. Okay, cool. So
Absolutely.
the next thing you said is it builds energy and confidence. Why does it build energy and confidence?
Well, first of all, releasing the difference, you're getting more energy. If you keep on running so hard, I mean, what is it? 87% of businesses don't make it. It's because you get so tired of running so hard, so long, for so fast without think you're going anywhere. It re-energizes you and gives you confidence to take that next step. It
Got it.
moves you forward. So celebration is a must in every business.
I can see how the confidence factor comes to play because if you've accomplished this thing, then that builds your confidence that you have done it and you can do more.
Yes, because one step at a time, inch by inch is an inch, yard by yard is hard.
And it reduces stress and tension, and that makes sense because you're hard to feel it's hard to feel stressed and tension and intense when you're celebrating.
You actually, you almost can't. It's
Right.
there's some NLP techniques that help reduce stress and tension. So gratitudes, it's hard to feel sad when you're doing gratitudes, right?
Got it.
Same thing. When you're celebrating, your stress and your tension goes away. And emotional momentum is key. Creating momentum is huge. I mean, it's like a train. Try to stop a train when it's going 60 miles an hour. You'll go through brick walls.
Right. And I think the emotional statement in there, yeah, that word, emotional momentum, because you can have momentum in the sense of things are progressing and your business is growing, etc. But from the emotional component, if you're not feeling that that excitement, that pride, that confidence, then that is going, that becomes a negative, right? And
Yeah.
reinforcing the emotional momentum of it is a positive part and why this celebration of the wins matters. So the next thing you said is why, what can get in the way of this? And you had identified a couple of things and you started to talk about it a little bit even at the intro.
Yes, because it's like, oh, I got this big sale. Oh, now I got to do all this work. Oh my God, and it sucks your energy out. Instead of celebrating, your mind goes into, oh, now I've got it, and so you don't want your subconscious mind doesn't want to get another, doesn't want more business or whatever you're celebrating. It doesn't want to do more. So you've got to change the game.
This doesn't mean that you don't have things that you have to do and you aren't going to need to pay attention to it. But what we're saying here is that it's important to take that moment to appreciate the fact that you've had an accomplishment.
Yes.
Cool. Now talk about this one, the habit of grinding forward and why this gets in the way.
Because uh, most entrepreneurs, most people that start have a drive and they have a tendency to look about what they still have to do. What
Hmm.
I still got to do this. I still got to do this. I still got to do this. It's like I used to run cross country, and if you look at, oh man, I still got 2 miles to go. I still got 2 miles to go. But then the celebration is you look back. Wow, look, I've come up a mile, 2 miles already. Look, so that looking backwards, looking what you've accomplished makes going forward faster, simpler, and more easier for everyone. So it's a critical success factor of celebrating to me.
And I can see how, as an entrepreneur, you are focused on this longer term objective and the sense of I gotta push, I gotta push, I gotta push. And that constant pushing actually wears you down. So taking the opportunity, even have a short break and to recognize the accomplishment is got to be is a positive. And so we can see how habit of grinding forward gets in the way. And here's the other one, confusing one win with being done. This can get in the way too, because, that's why a lot of people don't do the celebration because they're afraid that either themselves or their team is going to think, I don't have to do this anymore.
Oh,
I've
oh no,
accomplished my objective.
yeah, we're done now. Okay, we're good. And I had this conversation with a client like a couple weeks ago. She said something like, "Oh, when I get this done, everything is going to be good." And I started laughing. And she's like, "Well, why?" I said, "Business is like whack-a-mole. You got to celebrate your accomplishments, but there's going to be another constraint. By definition, theory of constraints, there's always another biggest constraint. So embrace that. That's
Right.
part of the game. That's what's fun. But you've still got to celebrate. Hey, I got one done. Woo woo!" And I don't know whether I put it on the slides or not, but I strongly suggest physical celebrations engaging the body, the ears, the eyes. Ring a bell, do the happy dance, whatever it is, but make sure you're celebrating with you and your team.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So now we talk about the effect on people. And we talked about you feel energized and confident. We've already talked about that a little bit. The team feels seen and valued. So if your celebration as the owner includes those who have whatever, maybe it's your technical support department that just solved a big problem for somebody, and the celebration ties to them. You're taking them out to coffee, or you do an extra 15 minutes of relaxation, whatever, they feel valued because they recognize that you recognize that something positive has been done. Yes?
Yes, I mean the 1 minute, even if at a minimum it's hey, great job, but hey, depending on how big a accomplishment is, dinner, something to celebrate. Whoa, happy dance. The team needs that. It's all about, and I don't know whether I talk about this drive. What motivates people? I've always got to recommend a book.
Yeah, that's on the list. The other thing, not I think this one is important too, because entrepreneurs are not they have lives whether they realize it or not, okay? So
Yes,
your spouse, your kids, your
kids.
your siblings, whatever your familial situation is, they're going to want to share in your progress. And so, to the degree that you express your accomplishment and let them know that something really cool has happened in your business, that not only helps you, but it helps your support network.
Yeah, because you know, I remember the days when you're working 12, 14-hour days, and it doesn't help the family life. But when you're doing that celebration, there's a reason for it, and it really brings the family together. So
Because they see
include
progress too. Yeah.
yes, and it's like, oh, you're not just grinding, grinding, grinding. Hey, we're making accomplishments. We're having so it's a strong recommendation.
Right. Well, the thing that a lot of people will miss is that there is impact beyond just yourself. And we've touched about a whole of them. It's your team, it's your family, even your customers or your suppliers are going to see that there's an increased level of confidence in your company, that you guys are, the business is doing well, and that there's a level of enthusiasm and excitement. So that has the effect on others is a good reason why it makes sense to celebrate. So let's go on to the other one. There's specific impacts on the business itself because morale stays high. When you allow people to have the win, it makes them feel good too, not just yourself. And the engagement that you have between all the members of your organization will deepen, not just engagement internally, but externally as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why we do what we do. And this, when engagement deepens, everything gets better.
Then you've got confidence. And I like this one. Confidence improves execution. If you've had a success in your business, you close that deal. You think back about what we did and how we managed it. Now you go, we can do this. I can make that sale. So next time it comes up, you're in a position where you feel that level of confidence of an execution, so you can do it again. And then the final one that you identified was that the business feels lighter and more sustainable. It's not all this, oh my God, I got to go to work again today.
Running a business is the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. So it can be overwhelming. This lightens it up, and hey, I am moving forward. Business is supposed to be fun. If it's not,
Business
you're
is
doing
supposed to
something
be
wrong.
fun. And we talk about it in brainshare all the time too. Business is there to support your life. It's not there to be your life, right? So
I, I love when you quote me, Dave.
all right. Celebration supports progress. And so acknowledgement fuels consistency. Momentum grows when wins are recognized. Taking the win doesn't mean stopping the business. And so we tell people to give yourself permission to take the win. And you've articulated it several times in this session. It's a physical thing.
Yes.
It's something you can see, something you can hear, something you can feel. It's not just an inside your head saying, well, I guess I did pretty good. It needs to be expressed in the real world.
My clients love when I celebrate with them. I do the happy dance. You've seen me do this
Yeah,
multiple
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Yay! Happy everybody do the happy dance. That and I make them do it. Stand up, do the happy dance.
Right.
That physical engages all the senses, and to me, that's a must do as you're moving your business forward.
So, Joe, here are several books that you've identified as being ones that you believe people should, that make reference to this concept. Drive, you've already pulled that one out, by Daniel Pink. When you look at the five dysfunctions of a team and a 1 minute manager, how do they reference this concept?
The 1 minute manager talks about 1 minute praise. So it is about celebration at a micro level, not necessarily a bigger level. And the
Hmm.
five dysfunctions of a team talks about what happens if you don't celebrate as a team. If you've got individual that's taking all the glory and the team doesn't pull together, it's got to be a team celebration, not just an individual win. Because math teamwork is the only place that math does not make sense or doesn't work. With teamwork, 1 + 1 + 1 can equal 10 individual resources. So
Gotcha.
team is when everyone's pulling the same direction. It's like a flock of birds. Every bird uses 30% less
Right, right.
energy. Yeah. So when your
And what
team
I
pulls
think
together like
what
that,
I think is so beautiful about how you've structured things with BrainShare, especially when we look at what's in the Success Circle and the courseware, is how we integrate the concepts from the material from these authors into the way that you mentor your clients and into the way that the structure of the material that we have on brainshare.us actually presents these concepts. So that's pretty phenomenal. So is there any final comment that you have here before we wrap up this component of this deep dive today?
identify your goals, celebrate wins, celebrate bigger on the bigger ones, at least good job on the little ones, and actually schedule your on your calendar to celebrate. I've got one client that I've been working for a month now saying, okay, put it on your calendar. Oh, I didn't go out to dinner, take your wife out, some kind of celebration, ice cream, banana split, whatever it is. And business is supposed to be fun. Let's help as many people as we can.
Sounds good. Thank you, Joe.
My honor and privilege. Dave, great to see you.